Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Bookmarked by Aaliyah. Welcome if you're new here. If you've been here for a while, you see the date, you know what time it is. It's time for my August wrap up. So, first book that I read in the month of August was People We Meet on Vacation. I actually started this at the end of July. So I finished it in August, so I'm gonna count it as my August wrap up. This was not part of my original August TBR, but I was already reading this kind of like at the end of July, so I added it. And just to let you know, I didn't follow that TBR anyway. Like the majority of the books I did read, but two of them I left off just because I wasn't in the mood for them, because I am officially labeling myself a mood reader. I knew I was, but like it was official this month. I had a whole plan. Like at the beginning of the month when I said I was going to read those books, I really wanted to read them. But as the month and the days went on, I was like, I don't want to read these. I want to read something else. So that's how my month went. So People We Meet on Vacation, Emily Henry. I think I've read all her books by now, except like her old ones. But this one follows Poppy and Alex. Poppy and Alex are like best friends, the BFFs. And every year, from when they were like broke and everything, all the way until they had like good jobs and everything, they always went on a vacation every summer. One of those vacations, something happened and it kind of messed their friendship up. In this, you're going between multiple timelines, because you're going on each vacation in the past that led up into the event that happened that kind of broke their friendship up, and you're flipping back to the present time with her trying to get one last trip out of him to kind of, I guess, see if they can rekindle their friendship. This was not my favorite one by her, but yet it still gave me the Emily Henry feels, so it's always, a romance in there, but it's always, the subplots of things that happen like to them, their past, things like that. And it was just, it's just a refreshing read. Like I'm gonna put the ratings up there because my brain don't be braining most of the time. So I want to say I gave this a 3.75 star. It wasn't quite 4 stars, I know that. So somewhere between 3.5 or 3.75, I know I gave it. So yeah, it was a good read. It was like a good beach read. I actually read this on the beach. Now I'm thinking about it. I had a beach day. And I read this on the beach. It's a good beach read. I think all of Emily Henry books are good vacation books, good beach read books. They're just so relaxing. They don't really drag on. It did have slow spots in this one. They always have a little bit of a slow spot, but they're just good to kind of pass the time and just to kind of dive into just something comforting. They're comfort reads is what I'm getting at with all those words, but they're comfort reads. And I do recommend it. I recommend anything Emily Henry. So dabble in that if you will. Then I have The Devil Wears Black by L.J. Shin. This is my first book by L.J. Shin, and I definitely want to read more. This was I know is it this one? I think on my, was it a book haul? Whenever I read like what this book was kind of about, I kind of had it messed up. So this is actually, I don't know what I said, but I remember looking back like, that's not what I thought it was about. This follows Maddie and Chase. They're in like a brief relationship with each other. She catches him cheating on her and they break up. She's with a good guy now. He's just plain, he's just normal, he's just a good guy. But Chase shows up and was like, hey, I need something from you. My father's kind of going through a thing and I need you to kind of fake still being my girlfriend because I never told him we broke up. So they're going on like a fake dating journey that, for whatever weird reason, her current boyfriend is okay with, because I guess they're not like that or whatever, but it's all unrealistic. All of it. The whole book is unrealistic, but yet it was a good read and I still recommend it. It definitely had a good pacing. It definitely had a good plot. It definitely had you trying to figure out like where was this gonna go. So it's nothing mind-blowing at all, but I still do recommend it. It was just like this month I think was full of kind of like not so heavy books and just kind of like whatever type of books. So there's a couple more books that I keep seeing circulating. Vicious and is it Ruckus? Something else. Those keep catching my eye. So I may or may not be going book shopping today because I don't need to, but I may or may not be going book shopping. But I may check those out when I go to Barnes because allegedly they're having some sales. So I'm going to go see what they got going on. But this is a good one if you want to pick it up. Then I have Anna Hung, King of Wrath, first book in the King of Sin series. So I read the Twisted series, right? and it ends with twisted lies. And then the characters in this were kind of introduced in Twisted Lies. I think I read this book sooner than I should have, because I would, like, maybe 3 to 4 books prior, I read Twisted Lies. This book is, to me, almost the same book. It's like what they go through, the plot and everything else, like it's almost, it's very, very similar. And then with all the characters from Twisted Lies and the Twisted series period, they all kind of make a cameo in this one. So it was good in one way to be back in this world, but at the same time, it felt like I was reading the same book again. I really think I should have spaced them out a little more. So I definitely want to read, I don't know if it's King of Sloth or King of Pride. It's the book 2 for this. I'm gonna continue with the series, but I think I'm not gonna read it like in the next month or so. You know what I mean? Like, I need to give myself some space, because I don't want to kind of feel like it's being repetitive, like I'm reading the same book. And I really wish I would have waited to read this, just because I think I would have rated it a little bit higher. I think I rated it a 4-star. I'm really not sure. This might be another 3.75, but I don't know if you know this, what this one is about, because I don't think I ever read the back of it, but I will now. Ruthless, meticulous, arrogant. Billionaire CEO Dante Russo thrives on control, both personally and professionally. He never planned to marry until the threat of blackmail forces him into an engagement with a woman he barely knows. Vivian Lau, daughter of his newest enemy, the wife he never wanted and the weakness he never saw coming. It doesn't matter how beautiful or charming she is, Dante will do everything in his power to destroy the blackmail. There is only one problem. Now that he has her, he can't bring himself to let her go. Elegant, ambitious, well-mannered. Vivian Lau is the perfect daughter and her family's ticket to the highest of society. Marrying a blue-blooded Russo means opening doors that will otherwise remain closed to her new money parents. While the rude, elusive Dante isn't her first dream partner, she agrees to their arranged marriage, out of duty. Neither was the worst possible outcome. There's a sticker right on the rest of the words, but you get the point, right? So that's what this one is about. Then I have Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. I was so excited to get into this book, but in a previous video, I do remember saying that my expectations were low, just because I knew it wasn't going to have that wow factor like Butcher and Blackbird did for me, and I was right. I think I gave this one a 2.5 star. It was very redundant. It looked like, to me, it just seemed like she was trying too hard to do like the gory, quirky, sexy things that were going on in Butcher and Blackbird. And you just can't, to me, you can't always duplicate something that was done so well the first time. It looks like you're trying too hard. It's like the sophomore album of an artist. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not going to work sometimes. So this one just didn't do it for me. And I'm kind of sad about it, because it kind of threw me off for the third one. Usually, sometimes the third one, you would come back and redeem yourself when your second book wasn't as great. But like, I can't promise that I'm invested in this series now. And I know the characters that are in the third one were introduced in this one. I want to say they were in the second one too, but I mean the first one too, but I'm not sure. I'm not giddy about it anymore. So this and The Housemaid's Secret, these might be so far my biggest disappointments of the year, because I was really looking forward to that one too, and this one, and it just didn't do it. It didn't do it for me. Then I have Catch the Sun by Jennifer Hartman. I don't know if you know this, but I love Jennifer Hartman. She wrote Still Beating. She wrote Lotus. She has The Stars Are on Our Side, June 1st. Only one I wasn't a fan of was June 1st. This one is her first, I believe, YA novel, and I set myself up because y'all know how I feel about YAs, and I did set myself up. It was very cringy. It was very just like, oh, I love you and the butterflies fly when your eyes light up my, like, I can't read that. Like, that just, it gets so cringe after a while, and that's what this one was. However, I really enjoyed the book. It was so cringy, but like, I really enjoyed the book. Like, it has so many emotions. It has so much suspense, because I was really just trying to find out like where it was going, you know. But you know what vibes it really gave me? If you've read the Boys of Tommen series, if you've read Binding 13, this legit felt like Binding 13. So take that information and do what you want with it, because if you loved Binding 13, you're gonna love this book. If you hated Binding 13, you're gonna be like, yeah, I was like a mid Binding 13 fan. Like, it was okay. It was good. I was really like invested in Binding 13. Keep It 13, I DNF'd. I couldn't finish it. It was too repetitive. But we're not talking about Binding 13, are we? We're talking about Catch the Sun. So let's stay focused. So Catch the Sun had so many emotions. I honestly teared up on one of the parts because it was a lot for my heart. It was really a lot. I saw the scene play out, and it was kind of, I'm not gonna say sad. It just made me very emotional. And this is a good book. I recommend it, but at the same time I don't. Like, if that makes sense. Like, it just depends on like what your jam is. Like, I don't know. So take it with a grain of salt what I'm saying, because I just don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it was YA. I'll just put it that way. It was YA. If you love YA, you'll love this. If you don't love YA, you're probably not going to like this. I think I'm just invested in the author and her writing style. It just flows. It's seamless. It's beautiful writing. Like I said, it just gets cringe after a while. But it was a beautiful story, though. Then I have Emily Henry, Funny Story. This was another Emily Henry win for me. I don't think I've ever given her 5 stars. I think all of her books to me are kind of like in that 4-star range. I gave, like I said, People We Meet on Vacation like 3.75, just because it's just not the best one I've ever read by her. But this one falls in the category of like Happy Place to me. It just has so many characters. I love the story. Her writing is very similar to Abby Jimenez. So the same things you get from her type of books, you're going to get from Emily Henry books. So you get the romance, but you have so much backstory, so many subplots, so many life lessons, so many great quotes that you gotta put the book down a little bit and be like, damn, you know, like I always feel like I can relate to her characters. Something in the book always is something that I felt, something I've either been through before, or something I just simply can relate to. Like, they're just so relatable. These are real people in this story, and I loved it. So I definitely recommend, like I said with the other one, I'm going to always recommend Emily Henry for vacations, or just to read, period. But they hit different on vacation. I don't know why. They just, when you're out of town, they just hit different. I don't know, because you can get lost in them. And I think that's what I love about her and Abby Jimenez. You can just get lost and you're literally in another world. So love this. So then I have Rebecca Yarrow's The Last Letter. So TikTok, YouTube, whatever, like everybody was doing like shorts, like with them bawling their eyes out. And me, like, I like to label myself as kind of like a tough girl, but I'm like a marshmallow inside. You know what I mean? Like, I come across like that, but I really have a big heart, and I can cry easily. Like, I love and sad things like really make me emotional. But like, I was watching TikTok, watch all these people like bawl, like watch me read, you know, The Last Letter, and I'm like, okay, like, I'm really not like people that say that they bawl their eyes out on certain books. Like, I'm like, I didn't shed a tear. Like, it was sad, but like, okay, like, I don't know why I'm like this. But so I'm reading this and I'm like, it from the gate, it jumps off. Like, from the gate, I was locked in. Like, it just goes. So much stuff happened in the very beginning, and I'm like, what in the world? Like, how you jump a story off like this? But I was locked in, y'all. I think I started this book. Today is, what's today? Today is Wednesday. I started this book Monday evening, and I finished it last night. I finished it last night about midnight. And I will say that last 10 to 15%, baby, get them tissues. I just got my lashes done. I was about to mess them up. I had to get myself together. Like, honey, you pay for these. You can't do that. But, you know, whatever. But this is, I don't know. It was 5 stars for me. It was 5 stars for me just because it was a different type of romance for me. It wasn't your typical, you know, boy meets girl, we fall in love, we have a 3rd act breakup, oh, happily ever after, let's have some kids. You know, it wasn't that. Like, it was so much more than a romance. It was life. It was life. That's all I can say. It was somebody's life. Like, it could really happen in the real world. The decision making that had to be done in this, oh my God, like, I can't even explain it, y'all. I can't even explain it. And I'll read the synopsis for you on the back, but it's not going to give you anything. All it is a letter, but I give you something to go on. Beckett, if you're reading this, well, you know the last letter drill. You made it, I didn't. Get off the guilt train, because I know if there's any chance you could have saved me, you would have. The thing from you I need one thing from you. Get out of the Army and get to Telluride. Telluride is a city in Colorado. My little sister Ella's raising the twins alone. She's too dependent and won't accept help easily. But she has lost our grandmother, our parents, and now me. It's too much for anyone to endure. It's not fair. And here's the kicker. There's something else you don't know that's tearing her family apart. She's going to need help. So if I'm gone, that means I can't be there for Ella. I can't help them through this, but you can. So I'm begging you, as my best friend, go take care of my sister, my family. Please don't make her go through it alone. Ryan. Y'all, I'm done. Okay, so that was that. Go read this. Go read this, but be in a good headspace when you read it, just because it is very sad. It talks a lot about grief. It talks a lot about, I don't even want to tell you. I don't want to tell you because I don't want to give nothing away. And that's why I purposely minimized my research on this book, because I didn't want anything to be given away, and I'm not going to do that for you. Read this book. It is very good. That's all I'm going to say. So, this is my conclusion to the August wrap-up. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to read in September. You know why? Because I'd be lying. I'm not going to read any of the books I'm going to tell you I'm going to read. So we're just going to let you follow me and find out what I'm reading. So these are the books I read. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn your notification bell on so you'll know when I post a video. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm thinking I'm going to go book shopping. It was raining earlier today, but the sun's trying to peek out, and I'm going to try to get outside and see what they got going on in Barnes & Noble. So I probably will make that into a video, so stay tuned, possibly for another book haul. Thanks for watching, guys.